Welcome everybody to the Pro Strategy IBM Watson Analytics webinar. Just in terms of housekeeping, I'm just going to put everyone on mute, and if people have any questions, they might use the GoToMeeting chat function, and Sasha or I will answer them at the end of the session. Sasha, can you move on to the next one? I'm just going to introduce Pro Strategy.
Sure, Owen, go ahead.
And the next one. Perfect. Thank you, Sasha. So there are two aspects to our business, ERP and CRM, and more importantly for today, analytics. We work with customers where we are also their ERP and CRM partner, but crucially, we also work at a strategic level with many customers in the analytics space where there may be other vendors also. Our customers trust us, and I think the fact that many of our customers are very long-standing is testament to the relationship we have with them. As previously mentioned, our specialty areas, analytics, CRM, and ERP, we've developed deep sectoral and functional knowledge in these spaces, particularly in areas such as manufacturing, medical, financial, and retail, and from little to large, which you'll see on the next slide as we look at some of our customers. You know, we've been around for over 30 years and we're growing in terms of double digits, and our focus on developing our product services and looking at new products such as analytics from Watson IBM will continue to feed that growth. By building our core offerings on the IBM and Microsoft stack, we're leveraging best-in-class solutions and software, whether it's in the cloud or on-premise, and our customers continue to benefit from the continued investment by Microsoft and IBM in these solutions. Today, we're going to look at Watson Analytics from IBM, who have for a long time been considered leaders in this space. By way of introduction, my name is Owen Haberlin. I'm the Analytics Strategy Lead in Pro Strategy. Aileen is our Marketing Lead. And now I'm going to hand you over to Sasha from IBM, who will lead the Watson Analytics demo.
Brilliant. Thanks, Owen. Can you hear me okay?
Thanks, Owen. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So welcome everybody. I'm Sasha Mabry. I've been working in analytics for the last 18 years, and I'm glad to be here today to walk you through the Watson Analytics webinar. And we're going to start with an IBM Analytics overview, just very briefly. So IBM's data science and business analytics is a journey, and our platform helps you through the entire process, no matter where on the journey you are or which question you're asking. So whether you're looking at your plans, monitoring what has happened, investigating why it's happened, looking at what will happen next, or what you could do to optimize your decisions, we have the capability to support you on that journey. And the focus for today's session is on gaining deeper insights to understand why things happened with IBM Watson Analytics. So let's jump straight in. So as well as being the supercomputer that won Jeopardy, Watson is an IBM brand for the next generation of cognitive computing solutions. Watson solutions are designed to enhance and scale and accelerate our own human expertise with three uniquely combined capabilities of natural language processing, hypothesis generation, and evidence-based learning. Now, on the other side of this, IBM Watson Analytics is a modern and brilliant cloud-based solution intended to provide analytics for all business people to easily gain insights from their data. It uses Watson's unique cognitive capabilities to provide semantic recognition of concepts in your data, such as time, place, revenue, gender, identify recommended starting points for analysis and targets prediction, and enable interaction in natural language, allowing for the exploration of data through simple questions like you would ask a colleague. So with easy data preparation, which helps you cleanse and shape your data, Watson Analytics provides guided exploration using natural language interaction. So Watson Analytics really speaks the language of your business. You simply type in what you would like to see, and Watson Analytics produces comprehensive results that explain why things happened and what's likely to happen, all in the familiar terms of your business. And as you interact with your results, you can continuously fine-tune your questions to get to the heart of the matter. Watson Analytics helps you to understand outcomes using predictive analytics to automatically surface the variables driving business targets, and then creates compelling visualizations to share insights with others and fast-track decision-making. And it's all in an easy-to-use, intuitive interface where you simply work with three panes. In data, you add and tune your data. Through your discoveries, you find insights to help solve your business problems, and in your display, you monitor and communicate your findings with others. So here's a link to the Group M use case who are using Watson Analytics for better ad placement for you to review at your leisure after the session today. And we will be providing a copy of the slides for you in a follow-up email. So we're going to jump straight into our Watson Analytics demo. And in this instance, we're using our Watson Airlines customer satisfaction scenario, a fictitious set of airlines comparing various competitors within the US market. So in this demonstration, I'm going to assume the role of Chief Marketing Officer of a major United States airline corporation to show you how easy, compelling, and brilliant Watson Analytics is, as it helps me uncover key insights quickly and communicate them to the people that matter. So in our last board meeting, there was a long discussion about customer satisfaction after members read an article in a trade journal about airlines' performance and satisfaction. And members of the board have a perception that we might not be performing as well as our peers in the industry as it relates to customer satisfaction. So I took an action item to contact a third-party market research agency and request a survey of our customers and our competitors' customers. And they've just sent over this spreadsheet, which I'm going to be using in today's demo. So in this instance, we're looking at things like their status level attained with us, competitors' airlines, their age, their gender, how price sensitive they are, where they've travelled to, and lots of other questions that typically get asked in these scenarios of customer satisfaction surveys, whether they were delayed or not, and that kind of thing. Now, as the CMO, I could have sent off a request to a data analyst to make sense of the results, but with Watson Analytics at my fingertips, I can just do that myself. Now, I could write the data to a database, such as DB2 in the cloud or on-prem, and connect it to Watson Analytics. So in this case, there's a number of different data connections that I have at my fingertips. From IBM Cognos BI servers and Cognos reports, SurveyMonkey, Google Analytics, Eventbrite, there's lots of different components here that I could use. So in this case, I'm simply going to upload my local file, that Watson Airline Satisfaction Survey that we've just looked at. Simple process. So the data set import has two behind-the-scenes phases. The first 20% is where Watson Analytics is importing a copy of the data into its secure cloud environment. During the remaining 80%, Watson Analytics is analyzing the columns and rows of data and building an understanding of what relationships exist, which will be used to help guide business users through their analysis of the data. So the data set creation is complete. You can see that Watson Analytics has reviewed the data quality and assigned it a score of 68%. The data quality score measures the degree to which the data is suitable for analysis. It's an average of the data quality score for every field in the data set, which is determined by data that is missing or has constant values, any influential categories, outliers, imbalances, and skewness. So the higher the data quality score, the better it's suitable for in-depth analysis. Now, I can also choose to refine the data, and there's a number of different things I can do in terms of getting the data ready or doing some more things with it. So within my data refinement, there's a number of different ways I can examine this data. First of all, I can look at a sample of the data in each one of the columns and then view the statistics and the quality for each one of these particular columns within here. On the left-hand side, I've got these little indicators that enable me to open and close the different viewing panes. Looking here at my data quality, I see the quality score for each column, which is then being combined to give me the overall score, and some statistics, some attributes around each column as well. Now, if we had more time, we could go through how to create a new calculation, a new data group, a new hierarchy, to then further enhance the information that Watson Analytics has to work with. Now, as I begin my analysis, I need to keep three natural questions in mind as I work to gain insights from this survey. What is happening with my clients? Why is it happening? Insights are valuable to communicate back to the board for collaboration and team decision making. And Watson Analytics was designed to support this flow or natural progression of questioning. We're going to have a look at some discoveries around the Watson Airlines data set, and then we're going to have a look at how happy our customers are with our airlines and pull together our findings in a display. So starting with the exploration, Watson Analytics is guiding me into an analysis by presenting a series of starting points or natural language questions that it derives from the relationships it discovered in the survey data. So for example, we've got how are the values of price sensitivity by origin state in the top left is the first starting point that it's given me. There's a little indicator in the widget icon to indicate what kind of chart it will be, in this case, a world map. If we have a look at the remaining of the top 10, here's the next 4, again with the breakdown of various things available to me to use as my starting point. So let's have a look at this first question. It's not the original question I came in with, but it's one that Watson Analytics is suggesting is important. So let's have a look at the values of price sensitivity by origin state. The darker the state color, the higher the price sensitivity of all travelers, for us and for our competitors. So based on this visualization that Watson Analytics created, there's a number of interesting insights. So Montana, and the darker colors here, and Delaware indicate that our customers going to these states are sensitive to price. But what about if I switch this simply using the smart title for destination state? We can see that people traveling to Wyoming and Louisiana are not very sensitive to price, but those going to Iowa, Vermont, and Maine are more sensitive to price. So this might be something that I want to have a look at in more detail a bit later. I'm just going to go ahead and save this analysis and use it a little bit later in my interactive dashboard. So this information is interesting, and I appreciate Watson Analytics guiding me to this insight. But now back to my main question. I want to focus my attention on what is driving customer satisfaction, and again, see what the situation is. Now, as a user, I appreciate the starting point suggestions, as it helps me understand that there are more ways to look at the survey data than I might be aware of initially. These starting points are generated as a result of a natural language processing. And if I need a little assistance in how to ask the question, I can simply navigate my way through this little instruction guide, if you like, and simply understand how values of satisfaction compare by, in this case, airline name. That was the question that I came in with. So I've got guidance here in terms of how to ask the question. So I simply pose a natural language question, and a list of relevant starting points is returned. So how does our airline satisfaction compare to that of our competitors? Let's have a look at this first insight. The resulting starting points have been shown in order of relevance, and now I'm looking at this visualization. So having a look here, we can have a look here and see that our Watson Airlines has a satisfaction score of 3.39, which actually is not particularly worse or better than any of our competitors. So the initial results showing this are quite interesting. So the board must have heard from some customers that they were not happy. Perhaps the satisfaction issues could also come from certain customer groups. And I may now want to analyze this further. So let me name my tab, and you'll see when we name our discoveries here how easy it is to then use them when we create our dashboards later. Let me use this as a starting point and simply duplicate my tab. Now, Watson Airlines has 4 different levels of membership used to segment our customers. And if we have a look at our airline status, the bar chart displays my 4 bars, the blue, gold, platinum, and silver. Now, right away, I can see that we have a satisfaction issue with our blue tier. While blue is our entry-level or economy status customers, they account for our largest group of customers. As I continue to analyze this visualization, I'm presented with another area of concern, platinum, our highest tier, which represents our most profitable customers, also shows a much lower customer satisfaction score than expected, especially when compared to gold or silver. Now, at this point, Watson Analytics quickly helped me to see that I have a satisfaction issue in my largest group of clients, the blue tier, and my most profitable group are platinum tier customers. So this now leads me to another question. Is there a link between satisfaction, tier status, and type of travel? Are my customers flying for business or pleasure or both? So let's now have a look at this. Let's color this by our type of travel. You can see how easy it is to interact with this, to ask additional questions and simply explore the data further. So I can see which customer groups are satisfied and which are not by their type of travel. Now, there's a big variation in satisfaction between all groups depending on what their travel type is. In reviewing this, it's clear that people flying on personal travel are the least satisfied in all airline status tiers. Additionally, business travelers are generally amongst the highest satisfied, except for silver, where it's pretty close between them and the mileage ticket. Now, that's interesting because it tells me that we must have a problem with customers traveling for personal reasons. I want this issue to be easier to identify when I show it to the board. So I'm going to let Watson Analytics guide me to the best visualization to showcase the survey results data in its recommended visualizations area here. Let me choose my tree map. Now, in this tree map, I can easily identify that personal travel represents the lowest average satisfaction and that our platinum status group is the least satisfied. This new and compelling insight hasn't been discussed before, and I think this analysis needs to be looked at in more detail by one of my team members, and I can very quickly and easily share this insight by email. I can download it, tweet it, or link it. I can choose for a PowerPoint or a PDF, for example, to then send the analysis on or have somebody else come and explore it in a little bit more detail. Now, before I present this to the board, I want to focus in on our more elite traveller groups. In this case, I'm going to exclude the blue travellers at this time and just finish up by naming up my tab. So there are a great set of additional insights and discoveries immediately available and shown on the right-hand side of the page. So all these interesting insights that Watson Analytics has found in the data that I might not even be aware of. So average satisfaction scores, drivers, top flight distance by type of travel, different combinations of the things that we're looking at. But one of the ones that catches my eye is this 3.69 is the highest average satisfaction by age range in the 40 to 49 group. So let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. Now this is interesting. First of all, let's just sort this into our age order. And I can see that travellers in the 40 to 49 and 30 to 39 age groups are generally satisfied. But in the 80 plus and 70 to 79, they are the least satisfied overall. That's interesting to me. If we change the satisfaction from average to count, that will help me to understand the overall volume of responses we have in each group. Now, to make this really stand out and to get a better visual understanding, I can simply change this again to a line chart. And I prefer something a bit more smooth today. It's a nice sunny day, let's go for a smooth line. So I now want to ask a question in natural language. So I want to explore that age question in a bit more detail. So I can simply ask, how old is everyone? And the Watson Analytics semantic smarts have understood that old is some kind of a relation to age, even though there was nothing related to the word old in our original context. And it gives me the information available to choose from a number of different starting points. So let me pick this first one here. We can see these big numbers. We can see that there were 3,705 travellers in their 80s, and they represented the biggest group here in terms of values of age. And we can see some of the other big numbers standing out here as well. So let's just name that satisfaction by age. So I'm building up a picture of various dimensions of our business that have an impact on satisfaction. Now, I'm interested in the top drivers of satisfaction. That was one of the insights that Watson Analytics had made available to me. This is the value that I want to explain. So Watson Analytics runs an advanced set of algorithms and statistics against our data to explain what variables are influencing satisfaction. It has many statistical tests and data mining faster than I can talk to one of our data scientists or analysts about what I'm trying to do. So the prediction is ready, and I'm presented with a clean, easy-to-read visualization of my prediction. Satisfaction is at the center of the spiral chart because that was the target that was selected. Around the spiral chart, we see pins radiating out from the target. The blue pins represent a single driving or influencing satisfaction variable, and the red pins represent more than one variable. In this case, we just have blue, with a predictor strength of 34%. So I want to have a look at this in a little bit more detail. And the closer to the center of the target that you get, the higher the level of predictive strength. So having a look at this 34% prediction, looking at the satisfaction by type of travel, I can have a look at some additional insights here. I've got the overall average that enables me to compare the values in relation to the overall average for my different types of travel. And I can simply turn these insights on and off. And the analysis tab helps me to understand the statistical test used to produce this result. We're looking at this, it's a linear regression, so an analysis of variance. And even though I'm not a statistician, I'm confident that these smarts and the algorithms used in the box to give me these results are ones that can be trusted. So I now want to do a deeper dive into the predictive model to better understand what combination of factors are causing things to occur. So going back to my discovery, I'm now going to navigate my way down to this predictive model. You can see that I've got this little decision tree that indicates that that's my predictive model. So I want to understand, like I said, what combination of factors and have a look at this predictive model. So looking at here, we have a predictive strength of 48%, and the decision rules show that type of travel and 12 other inputs can predict satisfaction. And our most satisfied customers are a combination of a number of different key areas here. Business travel with an airline status of silver. They are male in the age range 40 to 49, and they have more than one loyalty card. So those are our most satisfied customers, but I'm interested in taking care of our least satisfied customers. So let's have a look at these with a lowest score of 1.89. They're personal travel on blue or platinum with an arrival delay of 5 minutes. They're more than 62 years old, and they have had a departure delay of around 20 minutes or less as well. So this gives me great insights into what This gives me great insights into what we can see here within the tree. So the overall decision tree here breaks down all of the records into groupings based on the order of predictor importance. We just collapse this up. It's a nice, easy to use, intuitive diagram that we can collapse up and explore the tree at our leisure. Now the legend here, the paler is least satisfied and the bluer is more satisfied. And I can see that most of the survey responses representing low satisfaction, as we've seen, are people who are on personal travel, blue or platinum, have experienced an arrival delay, are of the ages more than 62, and have that departure delay in minutes as well. So in the tree we're viewing, those decision rules actually laid out as one of those trees that we can simply traverse. Now, as the CMO of Watson Airlines, this is valuable insight as I can take action on some of these areas. I've got a number of different things available to me on the right-hand side here as well. I can look at some insights. I can simply turn these insights on or off to give me indicators where things are maybe unusually low or unusually high. And I can also look at the top 5 and look through this navigation path to see the top 5 combination of items that give me the highest level of satisfaction, and also the bottom 5. So it enables me to focus on those customers that might need a little bit more help from us in terms of increasing their satisfaction scores. And similarly, I can go to the analysis and have a look at the information behind this tree. So for statistical details, a shade regression tree is used. So when I go and talk to my data scientists and tell them that this is a starting point for investigating further within our business, I can show them the information that's been used to build this model. So I'm now happy with this. I'll just title my tabs here, and let me go ahead and save this discovery. So I now want to pull this all together into an interactive dashboard that I can share with my users. So let me go to my display. We're going to pick a new dashboard. I can pick from a number of different options here. And let me start with a template. So all of my discoveries are available here in my Watson Airlines discovery set, and anything else that I might have done, any other projects, are also available right at my fingertips. So I can create a dashboard that combines a number of different things. We're going to start off by adding in the price sensitivity by destination state. That was the first insight that we had, and it wasn't an initial question that I had coming into this analysis, but I thought it was interesting. I've also added a breakdown of satisfaction by travel type and airline status, and you can see how easy it is to simply add various components here that we've named and added in our discoveries. As I said, I could be pulling together multiple discoveries from different projects that we've looked at. So satisfaction by airline name. And let's now add some filters. I can choose to add filters to the actual dashboard, or I can choose to add filters in the tabs above. In this case, let me add a couple here so we can interact directly on the page between our airline statuses and also our type of travel. And you can see the little drop zones here enable me to position the items that I'm adding to my dashboard. So the final thing that I want to add in terms of a filter is the airline name. I don't even have to type it correctly. Watson Analytics understands what I'm looking at, and there's my airline name. And just for a bit of fun, let's add a bit as a widget here. So I'm doing this really quickly, but if you took a little bit of time, you could add some nice borders and make it look really, really super smart. But you can see here how we've assembled the dashboard very quickly and very easily, and that is the insights that we've gained together. So let me go ahead and now change this. I'll save it and pop up into view mode, and we can have a look at how we can interact with this information. So first of all, if I wanted to compare some of our airlines like Cheap Seats and ourselves against some of the others, we can then see how these individual widgets will change in size to enable us to compare ourselves to other competitors here and explore the data and also the trend of satisfaction over age range. Maybe they're doing something better for their elderly customers that we might be able to learn from, for example. And it's simple to just be able to clear these filters and explore the dashboard. So if I'm in a business meeting, we can be talking through these capabilities live and then interacting with the data as we're having a look here, looking at airline status of gold, for example, and also then seeing how these different filters affect the different widgets that we've added. We can explore all these different insights that we've gained across the different dimensions of our business. So this brings us to the end of this demonstration. Let me just go back to my slides. Okay, now there's so much more that I will be able to show you. So also available in Watson Analytics is the Analytics Exchange with expert storybooks and data sets that you can use. So each expert storybook is a packaged asset with data models, analysis and visualization, and insights focused on solving your specific business problems. You can simply plug your own data in to get similar insights. Now also, we've got the Watson Analytics for social media, which will be the subject of our next webinar. And this enables you as an additional data source to explore publicly available social media content from blogs, boards, news reviews, Facebook, Reddit, and video comments. And it's also bundled with 11 interactive insights to help you understand the pulse of your audience. Now, I'm conscious that we're heading to the top of the hour. Let's quickly run through some resources that you have right at your fingertips. So you can try it and use it absolutely for free. Here's the URL to enable you to do that. There's also a Watson Analytics YouTube channel to enable you to look through videos and how-tos, and a Watson Analytics community that enables you to look at what the offering managers are blogging about and all the latest information within here as well. So lots of different options that you have. We would encourage you to try it for free. You get 1 user, 1 meg of storage, and professional single user for the first 30 days. And you have some access to the IBM Analytics Exchange as well. But start for free and then work with your partner pro strategy to explore the further options. Now, next in the webinar series will be a greater focus on the IBM Watson Analytics social media. So if you're interested in that, we'll see how that complements everything that we've done today. I'm now just going to hand back over to Owen to take us through the next steps.
Thanks, Sasha. I hope you enjoyed and took something from that, everybody. What we'd love to do is have an opportunity to chat with you if you're interested in exploring this in a little bit more detail and seeing how it can add value to your business. And we'd love to offer you, you know, a 1-hour consult on the house, so to speak, just to have a chat with you, learn more about your business, and see how we could potentially work with you to deliver value through analytics and through AI as well. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? I've unmuted people as well, just to, so they can.
And I'm just having a look in the chat. I don't see any questions posted in the chat, but if you do have any questions, please, we'll unmute the lines, or please post your questions to the chat.
Any questions from anybody? Okay, perfect. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Aileen will follow up to everyone who attended with a recording of the session and also a PDF of the slideware that was used, so you can peruse that in your own time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.